Hello indie game fans, I love this community since you folks always know and talk about some really awesome indie games, so here's 15 more of the best upcoming indie games, big community edition, beginning with Sakuna of Rise and Ruin. This title made headlines during the Nintendo Mini Direct since it was strangely only in the Japanese presentation, but yes, it is confirmed to be in English as well. This is a side-scrolling action platformer where you play as the Harvest Goddess, banished to an island and having to prove herself worthy of her title. Its most unique hook is that there is a farming sim element to this, exemplified by the rice in the title, and if you are of Asian descent, you will know how important rice is to our people. I think it looks beautiful and cannot wait to get hands-on with this. One beautiful looking title is Deldo, an action-adventure game that looks very inspired by Zelda, set in a fantastical world filled with all sorts of creatures, robots, and monsters. This is from an Italian developer, but to me, looks to have influences from Studio Ghibli and even Level 5, especially with Ni no Kuni, but with a distinctly action-adventure flavor filled with combat, puzzles, and dungeons. Love the art style, so another one to keep an eye on.
Alright, close your eyes. I want you to think of a flower. Look at its contours, its curves. Now I want you to imagine it changing.
The time loop thriller 12 Minutes could potentially be one of the best made puzzle games and made a splash during Gamescom for announcing its absolutely stellar voice cast, which perhaps may make it not so indie after all.
Silently repeat these phrases. May you be free from suffering. May you be free from fear. May you know peace and joy.
In the howling darkness of the end, men will become monsters.
Of course, like me, some of you are looking forward to Darkest Dungeon 2, the sequel to one of my all-time favorite indie games, so it certainly has huge shoes to fill.
Hi, I'm Greg from Shedworks, and this is Sable, an open-world exploration game.
Since it was shown off at the PC gaming show at E3 2018, the beautiful exploration game Sable has been pretty quiet, but they did recently put out some new gameplay footage with developer commentary. Not sure if it is what they are using to capture the footage, but this does look a little bit off to me, but gorgeous art style, and I hope that the technical issues do get sorted out.
As a child, I saw the future as a gift. Full of dreams and hopes wrapped in infinite possibility. Until the day my world fell apart.
I love it when you, the community, share my taste in games and genres, so of course the time-warping JRPG Cris Tales gets on the list, allowing you to play in the past, present and future all at the same time, with that also beautiful art style being a key highlight.
Face of tyranny. To shout no more as the strong prey on the weak. And as evil forces gather, I choose to fight, to reclaim the future from those who would try to steal it from us. Because then, they will learn the future is what I choose to make it.
The pixel art RPG Death Trash has been a long time coming, and I was captivated by the art ever since I saw it. Explore a post-apocalyptic world where cosmic horrors have set their eye on humanity in this hauntingly beautiful title.
Narita Boy!
Another long-anticipated title, Narita Boy was kickstarted in March 2017, and yes, it is still coming, with all signs on Kickstarter, Twitter, etc. all pointing towards a release very soon. This is an action platformer set in a retro-futuristic world with an 80s aesthetic but with a modern touch. This footage is from the original Kickstarter campaign and looks awesome, although the developer's latest video dated January 2020 has footage which is not this, so I'm a little bit concerned and mark me down as cautiously optimistic, but we'll have to see. Alright, I have no idea if Naraka Bladepoint will be considered as indie or not, since I cannot find any information on the Chinese developer 24 Entertainment. However, this is an action game with an Eastern theme, with an impressive boundless movement system that kinda looks like Assassin's Creed, but you do have a free aiming grappling hook as well. However, no details are given with regards to story, plots, or even type of game really, whether it's an expensive RPG, a multiplayer combat game, or something else, but it does have my interest.
Within you, it is who we are. In dead or in living, it's near and it's far. In human and beasts of the land, it flows through the forest, it breathes the sand.
Similar to Sable mentioned above, the Heroes of Might and Magic like Songs of Conquest was announced at the PC Gaming Show 2018, but not much else has been revealed. This developer, however, is posting songs from the soundtrack onto their YouTube channel, so there are signs of life, but being a big fan of its inspiration, I cannot wait for this.
With faith, they gather the wielders and build mighty walls. Resisting, revolting, their harvest will fall.
So wield all the power of those you command, and draw out their essence to hold in your hand. Unleash on them all, so in these final hours, we'll raise every bill to take back what was ours.
Next to Cyber Shadow, the other ninja-themed game that we are all very excited about is Bushiden, which got picked up by Humble Publishing, whose catalogue is looking to be filled with must-play titles. Lovely high-bit pixel art and good action, there appears to be some backtracking and unlocking of secret areas, but this is structured in levels and is not a Metroidvania. The spiritual successor to the Suikoden series, Eiyuden Chronicles had a very successful Kickstarter campaign, raising over $4.5 million, making it the third highest total behind Shenmue 3 and Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, so perhaps not that indie after all. However, a JRPG that promises 100 playable characters looks impressive, and I'm hoping that this turns out well. The action-adventure game No Place for Bravery got the attention of many of you when I last showed it off, and it is certainly worth a mention once again. Play as a grizzled warrior in search for his lost daughter, with action and art that does look like some combination of Hyperlight Drifter and Children of Morta to me. Didn't really have this on my radar, so thank you all for pointing it out to me. Witchfire is a dark fantasy FPS from some ex-members of People Can Fly, the studio perhaps best known for the Painkiller series, with this game looking to be some sorts of spiritual successor. It has all the modern polish in the graphics department, although it is a little monotonous in the color scheme, but I did like Painkiller, so another one to check out. And of course, I was pleasantly reminded that the roguelite Shovel Knight Dig is still coming. And wasn't it wild that this developer had enough content to create a presentation of their own earlier this year? To me, this looks very Downwell-like in nature, with reimagined versions of all your favourite Shovel Knight enemies and even a new boss, so plenty to look forward to, taking the #1 spot. Oh, and one more bonus title for you. Finding footage of Shovel Knight Dig did remind me of the existence of Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon, which, in retrospect, I'm looking forward to more than the previous title, since I do love my action puzzlers and this looks fantastic. It features all of the Knights of the Order of No Quarter as both bosses and what looks to be playable characters as well, and I'm interested to see how their mechanics translate into this puzzle game. Once again, thank you to you, the community, for your contributions to this series, and if you find yourself wishlisting the majority of these games, then congrats, you are in the right place, so stay tuned for more coverage of the best indie games. To see more of the big picture, check out these awesome videos, and I will see you after the jump.